all, Margaret, congratulations on this series. I watched all 10 episodes. Your performance is fantastic. And I just have to say, huge fan of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Leftovers too. So happy to chat with you today.
Thank you, Lauren. I love this backdrop and the look and everything. You look great.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna say, like, I have like a Margot Robbie, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood poster right there. It's like
Oh,
hard to
that's so
see, but
cool.
yeah, no, my husband and I watch that movie all the time. I loved this series. I love how I feel like I learned so much about motherhood watching
Oh,
the
okay.
series. Yeah, like
Amazing.
I'm not a mother yet, but all of my best friends are, and I feel like I learn about motherhood, through them and my own mother. But
Right.
what's something that was surprising about motherhood that you learned doing this series, especially in the scenes where Alex has to be in those classes learning about it?
Right. I mean, yeah. I think the thing that I learned the most was, I was working with this amazing 4-year-old named Riley. It's actually her birthday today, so happy birthday, Riley.
Oh my gosh, she's incredible in it too. You guys are both like so good together.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's really amazing. But, in order to have like a somewhat authentic version of mother-daughter on screen between me and Riley, it was really important that we spend time together because it's not like you can just like sit down with a 4-year-old and be like, okay, so now you need to be super comfortable in my arms and just pretend like you love me. You have to kind of like earn that closeness because otherwise she's going to want to like go to her mom when you're shooting outside in the middle of nowhere at 12 p.m.
So how
So
long did you bond with her prior to filming then?
well, we hung out every Sunday for the entire shoot. And we would kind of do things like in preparation for the scene. Like if we were going to be grocery shopping that week, I'd take her to the grocery store. If we were going to be cooking pancakes, I'd like cook pancakes with her. And then on set every day, I would just kind of hold her all day and hang with her. And she's vegan, so I'd have like vegan snacks in my backpack and crayons, and we had all kinds of games. And also, I really, really leaned on the crew. Like, I've always been appreciative of the crew, but it wasn't until this project that I like really depended on them, in the sense that, it was 9 months and the directors are changing in and out, the cinematographer is changing in and out, but the crew is the one thing that's constant. So it really felt like such a family. And with all the Riley stuff, like they were so heavily involved. There's a lot of scenes where she's sleeping, and so like I would be like, okay, Riley, let's see if we can trick somebody and see if they think you're sleeping for real. And so then I would ask Misha or Ian, the camera op, or like we had nicknames for everybody, vegan friend, whatever. And then they were like, okay, so tell us if she's sleeping or if it's pretend. And then she'd do her thing and we'd come up after the take and they'd be like, she had to be sleeping. And then she'd be motivated to go do it again because, I wanted it to be fun and not feel like work or like something that she had to do. And
Yeah, no, I love that answer so much. Last question for you. There's really difficult scenes between Alex and Paula, of course, like Andie, who plays your mom in the series. Of course, it's unbelievable to see the two of you together. I'm so close with my mom. And she was actually my high school theater drama teacher, like growing
okay.
up too. Yeah, so I've had to do like some scenes with her as well. So like, how do you come down after a particularly emotional scene between the two of you? Do you guys have to hug it out on set afterward?
Oh,
Because there's
no,
some there's some hard scenes in there.
totally. Yeah. Yeah, totally. But I mean, neither my mom and I are like that serious about things. We're both pretty goofy, and so like after a take, we'll both be messing around. And
I love it.
and I mean, I probably learned that from her. She's such a pro, and I've always looked up to her so much. So it was really exciting to have the opportunity to work with her.
Love it. Yeah, I'm obsessed with how you say George isn't blind. You're the blind one. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I like will just scream that at my husband around the house. It's one of my favorite lines of dialogue, and you deliver it so good. I'm
Thank
obsessed with
you.
that
Thank
role.
you. Sweet. Thank you. It
Thank you so much, Margaret. I appreciate your time today.
was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Bye. Well, Nick, first of all, huge fan. Congratulations on this series. I watched all 10 episodes and I thought it was such a fantastic performance. And I loved all the behind the scenes photos you posted when you guys filmed in Victoria, Canada, because I've been there and it's so beautiful.
It is. It was a beautiful place to spend a few months. And thank you, Lauren, for saying that.
Yeah. No, I loved this series because I love how this was a completely different role from anything you've ever taken on before. You're playing a man who clearly has so many demons, but I found myself rooting for him to be better and to be better for his daughter, Maddie. I'm honestly just curious how you found that balance as an actor when you were playing Sean.
Well, I think a lot of it goes back to the scripts. Molly wrote some incredible characters that really felt fully formed and fully realized on the page, and so it made my job a lot easier, just because it you read it and you kind of got it immediately. And I think it was important for us to show Sean in a lot of different lights. I mean, we didn't want to excuse his behavior, and his behavior is, ultimately inexcusable, but we wanted to at least paint a portrait of more of a fully formed human being. And because it made it more interesting. We didn't want to make him just a villain or someone that you could kind of discard. You wanted to be able to see the layers of Sean and to understand, why he is like he is.
Did you and Margaret have a chemistry reading prior to filming?
We didn't actually. But we have worked together a few times now, and so I mean we've been friends for years, so there was already kind of a built-in rapport there. And she's such a great actress and scene partner that it was just she's always like spontaneous and in the moment and just in it 100% with you. That it made it fun.
What's something fun and unpredictable about working with a child actor? Because I believe the actress, her birthday was today, Margaret told me. Riley, you guys were so sweet on set. How was it working? Like, was there any like challenges? Was it fun for you?
It was absolutely challenging. And I think Margaret really deserves a lot of credit, because she had to work with Riley, every single day, and you're just working with a 3-year-old, and it comes with everything that comes with 3-year-old. You're just not sure. There are tantrums, and there are times they don't want to work, and Margaret was really, really great in taking the time to just spend a lot of time with Riley on and off set and really get to know her. By the time we finished, it kind of felt like they were just in their own little world, and could I just had this shorthand with one another, and it really kind of felt like mother-daughter.
They had their routine down. Well, last question for you. I am a huge fan of A Teacher. I honestly think that you and Kate Mara should have won every single award for your performances. I got all of my friends to watch it. I'm curious, that was also such a different and difficult role as well. What's something that you just learned from playing Eric Walker and working on that series?
I mean, that whole year was pretty crazy. I was working on things back to back to back. So I think I just realized that I had a little bit more capacity than I thought, in terms of just kind of pushing through, and working on different things sort of simultaneously.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to see what you're doing next. Thank you so much for your time, Nick. I've been wanting to chat with you for a while, so I appreciate your time today, and I can't wait for fans to see Maid, because it's excellent.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Nick. Bye-bye.
Well, Andie, this is an honor. I am such a huge fan of yours, and I've been doing interviews for a while. So this is such an honor to speak with you and your daughter on the same day. I love the series.
Great.
Yeah, I love the series so much. I watched all 10 episodes, and I thought both of the performances as Alex and Paula were incredible. So congratulations on this series.
Thank you.
Yes, I loved it. I think that Alex and Paula are continuing to learn about each other as the series progresses. And I'm honestly just curious, when you're acting alongside your daughter, Margaret, what's something that was surprising that you learned about her as an actress, as you were working alongside of her?
Well, I think she really trusts herself. I think she knew, she understood who this character was, who this character needed to be. And she also understood, somebody else might look at what she was doing with the child and think she was crazy, but she spent time with the child to bond and to get this relationship and to make this relationship work. And it made all the difference in the world, because you feel it on screen. And, she did that every weekend, even though she was exhausted, and she worked super hard all week long, because she was in every scene, and they would start early on Monday and then work later and later and later until she had to get up early, work and through the night and then start early. But every weekend she would spend time with the little girl that plays Maddie. Mm-hmm. And because of her convictions, it's the show's a lot better.
I love that answer. Yeah, I'm honestly like when you guys were filming in Canada, it just looked so beautiful. Is there a couple of things that you and Margaret did, when you were offset at like little mother-daughter activities? Because I love traveling with my mom, and I'm curious if you did anything fun, even though COVID was happening.
Yeah. We both love to walk, and we both loved time alone. So I knew that she needed some time alone, and I would see her. We would walk. We did the same walk every day. We're on Victoria Island, and we would just go up and down near our neighborhood. We lived down the street from each other, and I would see her on the walks, but I would let her have her space. And one day I was looking out at the sea, and there was a whale. I could see the whales whale watching. And I got a text. She goes, I'm watching whales. Where are you? And I looked over, and we were both watching the same whales. And then she would come over on Sundays, and I would be cooking. I would cook all day long. I would make a huge big pot of fresh bone broth soup and add vegetables. So she would come over and she would eat soup and get a massage. But I barely got to speak to her because she was getting a massage and eating soup. And then I would run lines with her. But I knew that I was fulfilling what she needed. She needed that. I understood her needs. Mm-hmm. So I was thankful I was there to not only play Paula and hopefully give her everything that she needed for that character, but I was a good support system.
Yeah, so I love how Paula is such a free spirit and positive person, though she's battling her own demons. And I thought your performance was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for your time,
yes.
Andie, and I can't wait for fans to see the series.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, Anika, congratulations on this series. I saw all 10 episodes and your performance, it was just like heartbreaking and gut-wrenching and emotional and everything. I loved it so much. So congratulations to you, first of all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I loved Regina's monologues in this. Whenever she was on screen, I was just watching her and listening to her. And that's what made me love the series so much, because of her conversations with Alex. I'm just wondering, there's so many moments where I just want to hug her character. What is it like for you as an actor to play a woman who is showing all of the different emotions that we women have?
It's a gift when you get to play a character who is who goes through a journey, who has a real journey, and goes through an emotional landscape. It's really a gift. It's a challenge, and that's what you want. Well, that's what I want as an actor. I always want some sort of challenge. So I felt like it was really a gift that was handed to me, that I was given this woman who appeared to be one thing and implacable, and sort of rough. And as you go on, you get to see that she's something completely different.
That's what I loved, just watching both her grow and Alex grow together throughout the series. I'm honestly just curious, filming in Victoria, Canada, I know you guys were there for a few months. What did you do for fun outside of filming? Did you and the cast get to hang out and get to be able to explore a little bit, or not as much during COVID?
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times, I think, when they put together like group movies for us, and we had a little theater rented out in the hotel. But I was so nervous that I didn't even do that. That was not for me. So I did a lot of walking, I did a lot of hiking, I was on the beach. I went to the museum because they had like 100 capacity for the entire museum, and I would go in the middle of the day. I did a lot of outdoorsy things and too much eating.
Yeah, I bet. No, it looked amazing. Where you filmed just looked so beautiful. I'm curious.
Stunning.
Yeah, it did. I'm curious if you have any involvement in the Princess and the Frog rides that are going to be put into Disney World and Disneyland. I know that they're building Splash Mountain and redoing the Princess and the Frog ride, which I'm so excited about because I'm a huge Disney fan. Do you have anything to do with those rides right now?
I do get to talk to them, and we do get to go over thoughts about what's happening and where they're going with it. And so I do get to have, my little finger in there somehow. But the Imagineers are so amazing, and they're so excited about it that I know they're going to create something phenomenal. And so, like, anytime they ask me for my opinion, I'm thrilled and honored, and I'm so excited about it. But I trust them, and I know that it's going to be something that's a lot of fun. One thing that I knew that I wanted it to be was an adventure. Like, I didn't want it to be like some slow ride through the bayou with the occasional like sound of a mosquito. I wanted it to be something adventurous, and they are totally in agreement with that, because her journey was an adventure. So I'm excited about it, and I love a ride, and I hate to get on a ride and be like, whoop, ooh, oh.
Yeah, this makes me so excited for it. I can't wait for my mom and I to go. Anika, thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait for fans to see the series. You're absolutely incredible in it. Congratulations. I mean it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.